Mental conditioning sports, great fight card last night. So much happening last night. So many different things, so many different great fights. We had some that obviously, got deterred in terms of the opponents went down. A couple guys got sick, but the card was still, I think, just a tremendous card. So much to cover. Let's take it in stages. Let's start at the top, and then we'll go backwards. Maybe the next message. Let's talk about the main event. Well, Beterbiev versus Bivol. Excellent fight. And to me, this is what boxing is all about. This is where, my book, 12 Rounds of Mental Conditioning, Us Against Life, the big fight. This is one of those things that, really everything that we write about in that book, you seen right in front of your face in the 12 rounds last night in that fight. Rematches are always so very interesting to me because it really is such a mental battle when you see a rematch, because physically you fought this person before, they went 12 rounds before, and in this case, very close 12 rounds. Some people felt like, Bivol won the first fight. I kind of felt like he eked it out, but at the same time, I was not upset with Beterbiev getting that decision. It certainly wasn't a robbery. As people like to scream that word, robbery. It's not a robbery. It was a very close fight, so I can respect the decision that was made. If you ask me, I kind of felt like Bivol eked it out, but I had no problem with Beterbiev getting that decision. So here we go with a rematch. To me, that's the highest possible level going into the second one. Because mentally, where does that go now? Beterbiev, I'm sure, just feels like, he definitely, got the better of Bivol going down the stretch in that first fight in the championship rounds. I think he definitely took those last 3 rounds decisively. So that's always hard to me to score those type of fights, because it really matters early on. And sometimes early on, you have some rounds that are kind of hard to kind of pick. And you're like, I don't really know. And then you can't really take it back. So maybe some rounds early, you kind of give to one guy, and then late in the fight, it really pays big dividends as to the decision. And I thought that was kind of the situation going into, coming out of that first fight. But coming into tonight, how do those guys mentally prepare? Beterbiev, I guess, feeling, I just got to pretty much go out there, do the same thing I've been doing, apply the pressure. And be honest with you, and I said this before, I was very concerned for Bivol. Bivol is one of my favorite fighters out there, so I'm biased on that one. But I was concerned going into this fight, because I said, well, I felt like he boxed pretty much the best fight that he could. I thought he had a great game plan going in, and I thought he executed the game plan. Beterbiev is one of the stronger fighters I've ever seen. He's just one of them guys that just not only punches hard, but you could tell his physical strength is just dominant in the ring. And his punching power is, forget about it. He punches you, you're going to have a problem. You could tell he's one of them type of guys that, when he punches you, no matter where the punch lands, it hurts. I know Bivol was saying that my hands were hurting because just for me blocking his punches. That's crazy. So, but Bivol did what he needed to do in that first fight. He moved, but it's only so much move you can do against a guy who has expert, just tracking you down, cutting the ring off type of situation. And being that the decision was very close, if I'm in his corner and I'm training Bivol, I'm like, damn, we got a problem here, because the only way that we can ensure that we're going to get this decision going into the next fight is we're going to have to stand there and fight a little bit more. And that was definitely concerning to me that, man, if he stand there and he fight with Beterbiev, end of the night, Beterbiev going to be able to knock him out this time. And so that was the concern for me, that, the adjustment that needed to be made for Bivol was adjustment that, frankly, was going to be very dangerous for him. So that was the concern coming in, and that's why, again, rematches are so exciting to me, to see how, both guys were going to do it. And the way that it played out was Bivol did just that, but I thought he was brilliant in that, I thought the middle part of the fight, he kind of took his foot off the gas pedal a little bit in terms of conserving his energy, and he had to kind of stand there. He didn't necessarily stand there and just brawl, but he was very decisive in his ability to kind of stand there, take some punishment, which I think he did. And I think in taking some punishment, but still not totally stopping, still delivering some shots back at Beterbiev. And I think Beterbiev kind of ran out of gas a little bit. He kind of got tired, and it was still somewhat early in the fight. This was maybe, like I said, mid-fight, round 5 or 6, when he, he kind of shot his load a little bit, and he I still got the whole second half of the fight. Whereas I think in the first fight, when Beterbiev really poured it on, he felt confident. Like, well, it's the 10th round. I could pour it on. The fight's almost over. But I think that, coming maybe around the 7th round, Beterbiev knew he was feeling a little bit of fatigue. He is 40 years old. And Bivol really was able to turn it back on and just really box so beautifully and box power boxing. Remind me of Shane Mosley. You know, Shane Mosley was a power boxer. He didn't necessarily just run, but he's power boxing. He's throwing back good combinations, and you can see it. It really was affecting, Bivol. I mean, it was really affecting Beterbiev, and the combinations was really flowing. Just one hell of a fight. But, Beterbiev kept trying, but he just got outboxed, which that's, again, not surprising. We're not surprised that, Bivol was going to be able to outbox Beterbiev. It just was a concern to say, did he have enough gas in his tank to be able to make it to 12 rounds and withstand the onslaught, which it did come. The onslaught did come, but it came earlier. He weathered that storm, and he had enough energy to come back and then get back into his groove. And once he got into his groove, that second time, I thought he was in a groove in the first couple of rounds. I gave him the first 3 rounds for sure. And it fight looked like it was going to be very, very similar to the first fight. So, man, this fight's going the same way. But then when he switched it, after the 4th round, Beterbiev came on strong. Not sure if Beterbiev did that on purpose, or again, if Bivol kind of said, I'm gonna let him take the lead a little bit, and he did. Maybe rounds 4, 5, and 6, he took the lead. Probably looked like more of an even fight going into the second half of the fight. But from there, Bivol just completely took over, and he did not give up the reins again. He just refused. Even when Beterbiev landed a few shots, not sure if even the power started to kind of come off a Beterbiev shot. Bivol just seemed to be able to take it much more confidence. He slipped a shot a few times and even shimmied on him. And you can see he was very confident by like the 8th round of what he was doing. Like he had Beterbiev tamed. So hell of a fight. This is what boxing is really all about. Everybody, mental conditioning, sports.